Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Plat. It's time to talk about the butt of Octopath Traveler COTC. That is our beloved Fiora, who has finally decided to let loose and have some fun. But most importantly, this is actually to increase her combat capabilities, according to her. But to be fair, I gotta believe her because she absolutely wrecks. This EX job, Fiora, as the dancer is insane. Super fucking buff. But let's go ahead and talk about it. Then I'll do a little show and tell. We'll try to see if we can do a fight that does it. But there, you know, I don't have any good fights set up, so we're just gonna go randomly choose something in a random forest. All right, and hopefully they let us show her off. But if you know what I mean. So first, the one part that I don't think is the most important, so I want to get it out of the way. A4 accessory, Sunny Sandals. Survive an otherwise lethal attack with 1 HP remaining once per battle. It's obviously very good, especially with 500 HP, 50 physical, and even the SP is important. At full HP, reduce own damage taken from some attacks by 25%. That's probably pretty good. I don't love that second part of it. I do like the surviving attacks. They can be put on anybody. 500 HP is a lot, right? That's half of an A3 awaken. Which is all like 1,000 HP is insane. So yeah, anything with HP I would consider a pretty good thing in general. I don't think this is like insanely broken. It does seem really good, but not insanely broken. So let's actually go to what makes her special. So her two passives: impart self with physical attack up 20% and raise fan damage by 20% when a broken enemy is present. So these are very important because like a lot of characters will have things that are like, oh, increase fan, or like even I think Herminia has like increase fan and dagger or whatever, or bow by 20%. These never stack in any situation, right? Because it's two different things. Or it'll be like even Scarecrow has like 20% more bow damage, 20% more crit damage. That never goes up to 40%, right? Because 30% is the cap, and they're both damage ups. But this is very important because this easily stacks because it's a physical attack up and a damage up. So these are in different categories, and they both have their own 30% buff cap. You can get 30% physical attack and 20% damage, however you get it, the condition. So this is very good, and it automatically turns on, boom, once there's a broken enemy, which is when you do most of the damage. If this didn't even say when a broken enemy is present, it wouldn't even really matter, because you do like 80-90% of your damage against broken enemies, it feels like. Maybe it's a little bit less than that, but that's kind of what it feels like. So very, very good. Makes her great at killing broken enemies. But that's not even what makes her good. Like, this other passive is what makes her good. When using physical or elemental counter, take damage for single target attack in place of an ally in the front row for a turn. So this is when you use your counter, basically she covers anyone. Anytime someone's going to take a single target attack, she jumps in front of them. What do these skills do? We'll get into that first. All right, just keep this in mind. Her ultimate is actually really insane too. 500 potency, but it does 20% if a target is combusted. What is combusted? We'll get into it. Maybe I'm doing this in the opposite order. Whatever. Heavy Blow, very funny name for a bikini character summer edition in their first attack. Very first thing you see when you look at Fiora, first thing you think, Heavy Blow, you know? Dancer's Prelude, impart self with physical attack up, raise fan damage by 15%. This is weird because this doesn't go past her 30% cap, but if an enemy is going to be broken next turn, you could do this in that 20%, and this, I think, stack, and then it'll be a 30%. Although I maybe passive is different. I don't fully understand all the buffs, debuffs. I'm still learning because there's different categories, and then there's passives and ultimates and actives. All right, Sunlit Strut, very cool attack. Deal physical damage to a fan damage to a single foe and cause them to combust. Basically, this is just great. You just hit someone, you do 140 damage, and then combust. When they combust, deal elemental damage and lower shield points by 1 at the end of the turn. So it is kind of weird that it does elemental damage. Her elemental attack is going to likely be very low if you're building, like, you know, soul weapons for her. So the damage here is never going to be good. But it does just make her deal an extra shield every single turn to every foe, no matter what. So it kind of makes her a bad thief in a lot of ways. I don't think Combust is insane, but I do think it's cool. It's good and it's cool, and it means that she's always useful, especially when you start using these next abilities here, which really make her broken. During turn, Grant self the ability to completely block some physical attacks and counter with a 230 potency attack, and you combust. So this means, in combined with her second passive, if she uses the physical counter melody, she becomes immune to attacks for a turn. It's not one time, it's for a turn, right? So she will jump in front of any single target attack an enemy does, and completely, if it's physical or, you know, elemental, depending on which one you use, and completely block the attack, counter attack. So she takes no damage, the ally takes no damage, the enemy gets counter attacked with fan damage at a good potency, and they get combusted. So they start losing shields guaranteed. So this is absolutely nuts. Now it only triggered the cover only triggers on single target. However, regardless, if they do a big AoE attack and you use the right one, like they're going to do AoE physical, she won't keep anyone else alive, but she'll still take no damage and still counter, which is still insane. She has the same thing. She can do it with elemental as well. So you just need to know the fight a little bit. Once you know the fight a little bit and what attacks are likely to come out on which turns, this could be so broken. There's certain attacks that attack, like, instead of an AoE attack, it will hit multiple people, but it'll be like attack, 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 like one at a time, boom, boom, boom. She'll block all of those. All right, it's insane. Definitely what makes her broken, I would say, but that's not all that makes her broken. That's the main, most powerful aspect of her, but she's still an incredibly powerful character outside of that. Deal physical fan damage to a single foe 3 times. Attack count becomes 4 when a combusted enemy is present. So what is this? 120, 240. This is 260 potency without any boosts if you have the 4 attacks. That's pretty darn good. That's great potency, and it's a great shield breaker. So if they're combusted, they're already going to lose a shield at the start of the turn, right when the turn starts, but it will never break them. That's important. It'll only take them down to 1 shield, and then it'll stop. It won't bring them down to 0, which is actually, I think, a positive thing overall, because then you could control the break. But that means she could potentially break. It's a kind of a workaround, but if they're weak to fan, she can end up breaking 5 shields a turn between combust and this attack. Act faster during turn, deal physical fan damage to a single foe 170 and cause them to combust. But start a battle first turn, the combust turn count is actually 6. So you get to go first, you get to hit them, and you get to combust them for 6 turns. Very good. I haven't actually used this one yet. We're going to use this in our testing here. Deal AoE fan damage to all foes 2 times. And then finally, Crumbling Cut. Very strong. There's a 230 potency with defense down, and it's 20% more potent if the target is combusted. So 20% of 100 is 20. 20% of 200 is 40. So it's going to be like, this is going to be like 270, almost 280 potency at 0 boost. So at max bravery, like, it also does physical down. It just does a lot of damage. And her ultimate also will do insane potency when they are combusted. So she's not even primarily a damage dealer, but fuck does she do good damage. She's just like a good cover tank, basically. Best tank in the game, I would say. Now you can see here she has literally 0 elemental attacks, and somehow it doesn't matter, because the combust just kind of makes up for it, and her ability to tank makes up for it. So let's go ahead and change her skills. I'm going to take off the elemental for now, and I want to try the Dance of Daybreak. And we're going to put her in the front. In front of A2 here. And I'm just going to move to Hell, maybe? Let's just go over here. Let's go over here and then leave. Also, I need to farm these guys still. All right, I know. There's so much stuff to farm in this game. Let's not leave. Let's get into a random encounter here. At least we know it's not cold in Hell, right? She doesn't seem bothered at all. Hell must be a nice, comfortable temperature. All right, so we're going to try. Yeah, the skill change. It does combust for 6 turns, but only on the first turn of combat. How cool is that? So let's just do it. And she always goes first. Combust 6 turns. So now they're going to lose. It's only 1 shield a turn. But if you look here, it doesn't happen at the turn end. It happens once our turn begins. Okay, well, maybe it does happen at turn end. Maybe I was totally wrong there. But it still won't bring them down below 0. So let's go and do a physical counter and see if anyone does any physical attacks here. Look at that. Boom. Nothing. Counterattack. Take more combust. Roll attack. Nothing. 0 damage. Go ahead, get countered. Get combusted. So you have to know what element they're doing, but as long as you do, you're set. All right. We'll do it again. I actually want her to be able to use her ultimate here. Maybe I'll give her the Playwright's Quill. That's why I did it. That's why I bought that item, just so I could have the YouTube videos. Drink blood. That was a physical attack, you dummy. Boom, die. Roll attack. Boom, that's a physical attack, you dummy. Die. Now, this does mean that she's incredibly SP intensive, so you want a ton of SP on her if you can manage it. And then we're just going to have to use the Playwright's Quill on her to see that attack. But I haven't actually watched her ultimate yet, so I kind of want to show you that, guys, as well. All right, just kill her. Or him. Kill it. God, I forgot how slow fucking non-2x speed is. Normal speed. It doesn't feel that bad until, like, I'm just trying to get through a turn. All right, let's go ahead and change equipment here. Fiora, go ahead. You're going to take the Playwright's Quill, who is currently on Lynette. I want to keep that in mind because I'm still farming Tickle. Do you have your juice? You got 28 juice. That'll be enough. Hopefully you can combust somebody. But if you can't, we'll have to make it work. Don't talk to that guy. That guy's an asshole. All right, so we're just going to do it without the potency because this isn't a damage showcase necessarily. This is more of a animation showcase. But just know 500 potency, 20% more potent sometimes. Let's take a look at it. No. Don't kill him. I want her to. The power of the sunlight. That did no damage at all. But to be fair, mine's not built at all. But still, you get to see that. I love that they did keep her like the same spirit of her attacks, you know. Let's just make sure this kills everybody. Go ahead and wipe them out, please. Maybe not. Thank you. Yeah! Book for the win! Anyway, this character is currently on the banner. You gotta get lucky to get them. I mean, I actually don't even know what the rates are. I mean, I'm sure they're the same as they literally always are. They are here for an extra week, but it's kind of dog shit, you know, because it's a gotcha. There's no doubt. I mean, there you go. You got a 1.2%, right? Or you could spend $120 and get one version of one of them guaranteed, which is not very good. But I think their pity's a bit too high. But they are limited units. They're not going to be going into the general pool. And they're incredibly busted. I mean, we'll talk about Sophia in the next video. But Fiora is like absolutely redonkulous. All right. They call her the Donkster. I don't know what that means. Hopefully it's a compliment. But yeah, that's kind of her showcase. I think she's maybe is one of the best characters ever added to the game. She does insane damage. She has insane tanking. She has a cool, unique element. I think Combust is like a little not that good. But it's not like bad. It's I don't know how it works with certain enemies, like with mechanics that make their shields you can't interact with them. Maybe Combust can bypass, like Combust seems like it could probably bypass weaknesses. Like if an enemy's completely locked, Combust could still start whittling down their shields. Maybe like on a character like Tilkin, where it's like immune to all damage from crits that aren't crits. You probably have to crit to land the Combust, but maybe not. But you know, so there's going to be use cases for it. I think as a pure power level thing, the Combust isn't that strong, but she's got so much other stuff that makes her absolutely insane. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for Purplatypus. I'll see you in the next flip-flop video with flip-flops and bikini babes. Peace out.